The date is 1/26/2024. This week has been relatively uneventful, but I did want to talk about a concept I've been poring over for quite some time, which is the ongoing nature of physical reality. To be brief, I was at one time deep into a metaphysically oriented lifestyle, and while I wouldn't say that I'm still in the same place, I have seen and experienced enough to still notice patterns that align with some of the concepts I picked up. This is relevant because only a few days ago I bought Disgaea. For those of you who aren't into tactical role-playing games, the Disgaea series is known for being a super grind fest, to the point that they have integrated auto-battling into the game, even though it is not a mobile game. At endgame, you are dealing with characters and enemies that have stats in the trillions and possibly damage numbers on skills that reach septillions and onwards. I have played all of the titles available on PlayStation and PC thus far, and never have I actually played without using hacks to speed up progress and enjoy the end game. But this time I told myself I'd chill out and try to actively play the game normal. This lasted for all of an hour before I ended up booting up some hacks. And it was then that I noticed something. Progress gained using cheats is inherently not as rewarding as progress gained from playing the game in the intended way, unless the game is poorly designed. Furthermore, the more challenging the game, the greater the sense of satisfaction and growth is gained from progression. Now, this leads me back to my thoughts on the nature of reality. I strongly believe that we as human beings are participating in an in-depth simulation as player characters with a significant degree of autonomy. Before we reincarnated, we were given a general overview of our personal main quests that we wanted to complete during this run. But for the most part, people are running around chaotically because we are disconnected from the direct guidance of our higher dimensional selves that are actively managing several player characters. I'm mentioning this to hammer down the point that, again, I think this is a simulation. There is a saying in the metaphysical community that goes, "As above, so below," which basically means any major truth in a higher dimension is always going to be demonstrated on a lower dimension in a similar form, and vice versa. So I think that the concept of unearned progress using shortcuts ultimately leads to less satisfaction. It's basically why, even though we are living in a virtual reality simulation on legendary difficulty for some people, it's like that because we are ultimately going to gain the most from this kind of experience. But with that being said, there are hacks, and I'm dedicated to finding and exploiting them, because who doesn't want to hack reality? Anyway, these are my thoughts for this week. GG.